Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Friend English podcast. I'm Ellie.
And I'm Danny. We're very happy you're here with us today.
Thank you for joining us, wherever you are.
Maybe you're relaxing at home, taking a walk, driving to work, or practicing your English right now.
Whatever you're doing, we're glad you're spending some time with us.
Today we're talking about something that many English learners struggle with.
That's right. We're talking about how to train your brain to think and speak in English.
This is one of the most important skills for becoming fluent.
And it's also one of the most misunderstood skills.
Many learners believe they need to memorize thousands of words before they can think in English.
Others think they need perfect grammar before they can speak confidently.
But that's not really how language learning works.
Exactly.
So how would you explain it?
Thinking in English means using English directly in your mind without translating from your native language.
That's a very clear explanation.
For example, imagine you see a cup of coffee.
Okay.
Many learners first think of the word in their own language and then translate it into English.
That happens a lot.
But when you think in English, you simply see the cup and think coffee.
No translation step.
Exactly.
And that may sound simple, but it's very powerful.
Why do you think it's so important?
Because translation slows down communication.
That's true.
When you're translating every sentence in your head, conversations become difficult.
Especially when native speakers talk quickly.
Exactly.
You hear a sentence,
Then you translate it.
then you think of a response.
Then you translate your response back into English.
By that time, the conversation has already moved forward.
That's a situation many learners recognize.
Definitely.
I remember talking to a student who experienced this problem all the time.
Really?
Yes,
What happened?
he knew a lot of English vocabulary,
That's good.
and he understood grammar quite well.
So what was the problem?
Whenever someone asked him a question, he became silent for several seconds.
Because he was translating?
Exactly.
What kind of questions?
Simple questions.
Such as?
How was your day? Or what did you do this weekend?
Those are common conversation questions.
Very common.
So what did he do?
First, he thought of the answer in his native language.
Then he translated it into English.
That's right.
That sounds exhausting.
It was.
Did he improve?
Yes.
How?
He started practicing simple thoughts directly in English.
What do you mean by simple thoughts?
Everyday observations.
Can you give us some examples?
Of course.
Go ahead.
When he woke up in the morning, he would think, I'm tired.
That's easy enough.
When he looked outside, he would think, it's sunny today.
Another simple sentence.
When he made breakfast, he would think, I'm making eggs.
So he practiced using English in daily situations.
Exactly.
And he wasn't trying to create complicated sentences.
No.
Just simple and natural thoughts.
That's one of the biggest mistakes learners make.
Really?
Yes.
What mistake?
They try to think like a university professor on the first day.
That's funny.
But it's true.
What should they do instead?
Think like a beginner.
That's interesting advice.
If your English level is beginner or intermediate, your thoughts should match your level.
That makes sense.
You don't need complicated vocabulary to start thinking in English.
You only need words you already know.
Exactly.
Sometimes learners underestimate the power of simple language.
I agree.
They think simple English isn't useful.
But simple English is often the foundation of fluency.
That's a great point.
Think about young children learning their first language.
They start with simple ideas.
Very simple ideas.
Things like, I'm hungry.
Or, I want water.
Or, I'm going outside.
Those simple sentences become automatic.
And that's exactly what English learners need. Automatic language.
Let's talk about that word for a moment.
Good idea. What does automatic mean in language learning?
It means you don't have to stop and think about every word.
The words come naturally.
Exactly.
Kind of like driving a car after years of practice.
That's a great comparison.
At first, every action requires attention.
You think about the steering wheel, the mirrors, and the pedals.
Everything feels difficult.
But eventually, many actions become automatic.
Language learning works in a similar way.
The more you use English directly, the more natural it becomes.
Another question many learners ask is this:
What's that?
why is thinking in English so difficult at the beginning?
That's a very important question.
What do you think?
I think there are two main reasons.
Tell us about them.
First, your brain has spent many years using your native language.
That's true.
It has become a habit.
And habits are powerful.
Very powerful.
What's the second reason?
Many learners don't get enough exposure to English.
Exposure is a useful word.
It means the amount of contact you have with something.
For example, listening to English podcasts,
Watching videos in English.
reading books.
Having conversations.
All of those activities increase exposure.
Exactly.
The more English you see and hear, the more familiar it becomes.
And familiarity helps your brain process the language faster.
That reminds me of something I experienced while learning a foreign language.
Really?
Yes.
What happened?
At first, I translated everything.
That's normal.
Then one day something interesting happened.
What was it?
I heard a sentence and understood it immediately,
Without translating.
without translating.
That's a great feeling.
It really is.
Many learners remember the first time that happens.
Because it's a sign that your brain is starting to build direct connections.
Direct connections between English words and meaning.
Exactly.
And once those connections begin to grow, speaking becomes much easier.
It doesn't happen overnight,
No, it takes practice.
but every learner can develop this skill.
Absolutely.
The key is consistency.
A little practice every day is often better than a huge amount of practice once a month.
I completely agree.
Training your brain is very similar to training a muscle.
The more regularly you use it, the stronger it becomes.
And over time, thinking in English starts to feel less like work and more like a natural part of your day.
That's when many learners begin to notice real progress,
Not because they're translating faster.
but because they're translating less.
You know, Danny, there's another question I hear all the time from English learners.
What's that?
They often ask, how can I think in English if I don't know enough vocabulary?
That's a very common concern.
And honestly, it's understandable.
I agree.
If you only know a few hundred words, thinking in English can seem impossible.
But the interesting thing is that you don't need thousands of words to begin.
Really?
Not at all.
Explain that for us.
Most daily thoughts use very simple language.
That's true.
Think about your morning.
Okay,
You wake up.
right?
You might think, I'm tired.
Simple.
Then you think, I need coffee.
Also simple.
Then maybe, where are my keys?
Another easy sentence.
Exactly.
We often imagine that thinking requires advanced vocabulary.
But most everyday thoughts are surprisingly basic.
That's encouraging for learners.
Very encouraging.
So if someone knows basic English, they can start practicing immediately.
Absolutely.
Another thing I've noticed is that many learners are afraid of making mistakes in their own minds.
That's an interesting observation.
Have you seen that too?
Many times.
They worry that their grammar isn't perfect.
Or they don't know the exact word,
So they stop themselves from thinking altogether.
which is unfortunate.
Why?
Because your mind should be a safe place to practice.
That's a great way to put it.
Nobody is grading your thoughts.
Nobody is giving you a test.
Exactly.
The goal isn't perfection.
The goal is communication.
That's an important distinction.
Very important.
Let's imagine a learner wants to say something but doesn't know every word.
That's normal.
What should they do?
Use simpler words.
Can you give us an example?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Let's say you don't know the word refrigerator.
Okay,
Instead of stopping, you could think, the cold box in the kitchen.
that's clever.
The idea is to keep your thoughts moving.
So communication comes first.
Exactly.
Speaking of useful skills, let's talk about describing your surroundings.
That's one of my favorite exercises,
Why do you like it so much?
because you can do it anywhere.
That's true.
Right now, wherever you're listening, look around.
What do you see?
Maybe a chair.
Maybe a window.
Maybe a street outside.
Or perhaps other people.
Try describing them in English.
Simple sentences are enough.
For example, the room is quiet.
There is a table near me.
The weather looks nice.
A man is walking down the street.
Exercises like these train your brain to connect English directly with the world around you.
Instead of connecting English to your native language.
Exactly.
That's a very important difference.
It really is.
Another habit that helps is asking yourself questions.
I love that technique.
Why?
Because conversations are built on questions and answers.
That's true.
If you practice both sides, you're preparing for real communication.
Can you show us how?
Of course.
Let's hear it.
You can ask yourself, what am I doing right now?
And answer, I'm listening to a podcast.
Nice. Then ask, what will I do later?
And answer, I'll have dinner with my family.
Exactly.
Those are the kinds of conversations we have every day.
That's why they're so useful.
They prepare you for real situations.
Not just classroom exercises.
Another thing many learners struggle with is speed.
That's true.
They want to think instantly in English.
But language development takes time.
It certainly does.
Imagine learning to play a musical instrument.
Good comparison.
On the first day, you play slowly.
Very slowly.
You make mistakes.
Many mistakes.
But with practice, your speed increases naturally.
The same thing happens with language.
Exactly.
The goal isn't to be fast immediately.
The goal is to build strong habits.
Speed comes later.
Much later.
I think that's something learners need to hear more often.
I agree.
People compare themselves to fluent speakers.
And then they become discouraged.
But fluent speakers weren't born fluent.
Of course not.
They developed their skills over time.
One conversation at a time.
One mistake at a time.
One lesson at a time.
Another helpful strategy is talking to yourself.
Some people think that sounds strange.
It does sound a little strange.
But it's actually one of the best ways to practice speaking.
Why is that?
Because you don't need a partner.
That's convenient.
You can practice whenever you want.
Can you give us an example?
Imagine you're making lunch.
Okay.
You can narrate your actions.
Narrate means describe what you're doing.
Exactly.
What might that sound like?
I'm cutting vegetables.
Now I'm washing them.
I'm making a sandwich.
The food smells good.
Those simple sentences create speaking practice throughout the day,
Without needing a classroom.
without needing a textbook.
Without needing another person.
Exactly.
That reminds me of a learner I met a few years ago.
Really?
Yes,
What was special about this learner?
she lived in a place where very few people spoke English.
That can be challenging.
It certainly can.
So how did she practice?
She talked to herself every day.
Interesting.
At first, only for 5 minutes.
That's manageable.
Then 10 minutes.
And after that?
Eventually, she could speak for 20 or 30 minutes without stopping.
That's impressive.
She told me something fascinating.
What did she say?
One day, she realized she had started speaking before translating.
That's a major breakthrough.
Exactly.
Her brain was beginning to work directly in English.
And that's what many learners are trying to achieve.
Absolutely.
Another powerful habit is listening actively.
That's different from passive listening.
Explain the difference.
Passive listening means English is playing in the background.
While you're doing something else.
Exactly.
And active listening?
Active listening means paying close attention.
Listening carefully to the words,
The pronunciation.
the sentence patterns.
The expressions speakers use.
Why is that important?
Because your brain learns patterns.
Not just individual words.
Exactly.
The more patterns you hear, the easier speaking becomes.
That's why listening is such an important part of fluency.
Sometimes learners focus only on speaking,
But speaking and listening work together.
like two sides of the same coin.
That's a great expression.
The more quality English you hear, the more natural English begins to sound,
And eventually, those patterns start appearing in your own speech.
which is often without you even realizing it.
which is one of the most exciting parts of learning a language.
Suddenly, you find yourself saying a phrase you've heard many times before,
And it feels natural,
not memorized,
not forced.
just natural communication.
And that's usually a sign that your brain is becoming more comfortable with English.
You know, Danny, after everything we've discussed today, I think many learners are wondering the same thing.
What's that?
How long does it take to start thinking in English naturally?
That's probably one of the most common questions in language learning.
I hear it all the time.
And the answer isn't exactly simple,
Why not?
because every learner is different.
That's true.
Some people notice changes after a few weeks,
Others need a few months.
and that's perfectly normal.
So learners shouldn't compare themselves to other people?
Exactly.
Why is comparison such a problem?
Because everyone has a different starting point.
That's a good point.
Some learners hear English every day.
Others don't.
Some have opportunities to speak regularly.
Others practice mostly alone.
Every learning journey is different.
I think that's something people often forget.
They see someone speaking fluently and assume it happened quickly.
But they don't see all the practice behind it,
Exactly.
all the listening,
All the reading
all the mistakes.
and all the effort.
Speaking of mistakes, let's talk about something important.
Good idea.
Many learners are afraid of making mistakes when they speak English.
That's very common.
Why do you think that happens?
Because people want to sound correct.
That's understandable.
Of course.
Nobody enjoys making mistakes.
But mistakes are a natural part of learning.
Absolutely.
In fact, mistakes often show that you're trying something new.
That's an interesting way to look at it.
Think about learning to ride a bicycle.
Okay.
Did you ride perfectly the first time?
Definitely not.
Most people don't.
There are usually a few wobbles.
Maybe even a few falls.
That's true.
But those experiences are part of learning.
Language learning is very similar.
If you're making mistakes, you're probably growing.
I like that idea.
Me too.
Another thing I've noticed is that many learners wait until they feel ready.
Yes, that's very common.
They think, I'll start speaking when my English is perfect.
The problem is that day never arrives.
Exactly.
Fluency comes from speaking.
Not from waiting.
That's an important lesson.
Very important.
The more you use English, the more comfortable it becomes,
Comfort grows through experience.
not through perfection.
That's a sentence worth remembering.
I think so too.
Let's imagine a learner listening to us right now.
Okay,
Maybe they're wondering what they should do tomorrow.
that's a great question.
If they want to train their brain to think and speak in English, where should they begin?
I would start with something very simple.
Such as?
Spend 5 minutes thinking only in English.
Just 5 minutes?
Just 5 minutes.
That sounds manageable.
It should feel manageable.
What should they think about?
Their surroundings,
Their plans?
their daily routine,
Their feelings?
anything they can describe using words they already know.
I like that approach.
Then gradually increase the time.
Little by little.
Exactly.
Small improvements can lead to big results.
That's often how progress works.
One step at a time.
One day at a time.
Another useful idea is creating an English environment.
That's a powerful strategy.
What do you mean by an English environment?
Surrounding yourself with English whenever possible.
Can you give some examples?
Listen to English podcasts.
Read simple English articles.
Watch videos in English.
Follow English-speaking creators.
Change some of your devices to English.
Those small changes can add up.
They certainly can.
The goal is to make English a regular part of your life.
Not something you only study once in a while.
That's a great distinction.
The more familiar English becomes, the easier it is for your brain to use it naturally.
You know, something else happens when learners start thinking in English.
What's that?
They often become more confident.
That's very true.
Why do you think that happens?
Because they stop depending on translation.
And that gives them more freedom.
Exactly.
Conversations begin to feel smoother.
Responses come more quickly.
Listening becomes easier.
Speaking becomes less stressful.
Confidence and fluency often grow together.
I completely agree.
Of course, there will still be challenges.
That's normal.
There will still be days when English feels difficult.
Every learner experiences that.
Even advanced learners.
Absolutely.
The important thing is not giving up.
Consistency matters more than perfection.
That's another great sentence to remember.
Thank you.
Before we finish today, I'd like to ask you one final question.
Go ahead.
If you could give English learners only one piece of advice, what would it be?
I would say this.
We're listening.
Use English every day, even if it's only for a few minutes.
That's excellent advice.
Language learning is not about one perfect study session.
It's about regular practice.
Exactly.
What about you? What would your advice be? I would tell learners to be patient with themselves.
I like that.
Learning a language takes time.
It certainly does.
Progress may feel slow sometimes.
But small improvements are still improvements.
Every new word matters.
Every conversation matters.
Every minute of practice matters.
And all those small efforts eventually become something much bigger.
That's a wonderful way to think about it.
Thank you.
Well, Danny, I've really enjoyed today's conversation.
Me too.
It's been fascinating to talk about how our brains learn languages.
And how learners can train themselves to think and speak in English more naturally.
We hope today's discussion gave our listeners some useful ideas.
And hopefully a little extra motivation as well.
Remember, you don't need perfect English to start thinking in English.
You simply need to start.
One thought at a time.
One sentence at a time.
One day at a time.
And before you know it, English will begin to feel more natural.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us on the Friend English podcast.
We always enjoy sharing these conversations with you.
Keep practicing, keep learning, and most importantly, keep using your English.
Your future fluent self will thank you for it.
Take care, everyone.
Goodbye, and thanks for listening.